quick, hurry, the cleaners are coming, we have to clean. Something very, very universal. So if you've ever had anyone clean your house, even if it's once, you know that you cleaned before the cleaners came. More than likely. That's what most of us do. My daughter Lynette has an awful lot on her plate. And so I gave her as a Christmas gift a year of cleaning. So the house gets cleaned, which I think is really, really wonderful. And it sounds relaxing, doesn't it? But every week when I'm here, because I've been here for the last 2 weeks, it was cleaning day. I've been here for the last 2 weeks. So we have a grumpy cat, her cat, that stays upstairs, and she puts these little like child fences so that my dogs don't go up there, or my cat, because we lived here first. This is her childhood home, and for 30 something years, a long time, and then we built our mountain home. So this is her home, and so the dogs were raised here. So we have those child gates that are on the top and the bottom, so the dogs don't go up and her cat doesn't come down, and her grumpy cat. So anyway, because I stay downstairs, and I have the 2 dogs and Charlie the cat. So, and she has her cat, which is Meowhead. That's what the name of her cat. So she has Meowhead upstairs, Charlie the cat, and Happy Beans and Feather and Mommy are downstairs. And we just stay on the couch, like the bedrooms are upstairs. And so we just, while we're here, it's very comfortable for the 2 of us, and we just stay downstairs. But we kind of get spread out with all the clothes and the books and the studying and the working with the computers and everything. And so this is what happens, is like having to get my books, my computer, my clothes, the dog stuff, the Charlie's food, like everything, get it all cleaned up, pack it all out to the garage, and get it to where we could get everything before they got here. But what happened this morning is we had, on one of our properties, we had a tenant move out, and it's a commercial real estate, and so we had to go walk the property with them for their move out. So ended up being a little bit late, and so going on a little bit late. And so by the time we got back, it was right when it was 10 o'clock, right when they were supposed to be there. And I just, stability moment. What did I do? When I looked at it and I looked at the house, and I was like, oh my gosh, Ruse, this looks like a wreck. Like, we have to clean before the cleaners, like we already knew, and to organize. But sometimes I think we don't think that it's so mucho to do. And then we start doing it. It's like, that's a lot. That's a lot of clothes. That's a lot of books. Because I study a lot. I read a lot. So anyway, the story that was running through is, we have to hurry. We have to get this done. Well, instead, what I did, my self-talk was very simple. And I said to myself, let me do today's microstability. Focus on one task at a time. That's what we did. It was like, okay, my clothes first, the cat stuff next, and the animals next, the bed in the living room next. I just went doing the kitchen, wash the dishes, get them into clean, get the ones out and put the clean ones into the dishwasher so they can clean in the kitchen. So it was all spot. So focus one thing on a time, and just move your body instead of panicking. That is, like, what's the one thing, or the 3 words, right? When you are procrastinating, the 3 words are get something done. When you feel depressed, or feel like you're procrastinating, or just feel stuck, 3 words, get something done. And that will typically help you to get moving, depending on where your nervous system is. But those are good, 3 good magic words there. So stay with what's happening right now, and meaning stay present rather than panicking, and keep going. So this is what I wrote down, because I said this: I can get this done, and they will arrive when the timing is right. So, the whole thing is that pressure does not need to become panic at all. And that's really what happens in our world. We start storytelling like, oh, they're going to get here anytime, or they're going to see this. It's such a mess. How embarrassing! Like all these things, and how cluttered, and like all those kinds of things. And those are just stories. Okay, maybe it might be cluttered. Maybe it might be, might be a mess or any of that. But this whole thing is not about cleaning. It's all about the stability moment, because stabilizing our nervous system, because we really are storytellers, meaning makers. We're always thinking what it is that we're like going ahead and saying, oh my gosh, like they're going to be here anytime, and they're going to think this, or it's going to look this way to them, and we've got to get it cleared, and all of these things, and it's truly, it's if you make it a big deal, it becomes a big deal. That's just like what you say that you are. Like, I am fat. Guess what? You are fat because you believe that to be true. Whatever you say and you repeat, I used to say that all the time, and people would say, you're not fat, and I would say I was fat all the time. And pretty soon I started growing and growing. No, actually I did for a while. And then I was very, very body conscious, because I was a competitive bodybuilder for a long time. And competitive, I compete one time, but I bodybuilt since I was a sophomore in high school for many, many years. So I was incredibly body conscious, and like overly, which was, anyway, we grow up. I hope that most of us grow up. So anyway, this whole thing is, this stability moment is, and all stability moments, it's not about solving anything. Okay, well, it's about solving any panic in a nervous system, but it's not about solving the problem. The cleaners are cleaning, hurry, like we gotta clean. We're gonna look stupid, or we're gonna I'll never get it done on time, like all the stories that we're telling ourselves, and that pressure that we put on ourselves, it never has to become panic. It never has to become anything other than just keep moving and get what you can done, and then everything else will follow. My hubby Steve was so low key. This is why he was my external stabilizer. No matter what happened, that guy was steady. He was so steady, and he used to always say, I'll worry about things I can do something about. I don't worry about things I can't do anything about. I worry about things I can do something about. And he meant that, and he lived that all the time, ever since I met him. So I try to do that too. In fact, I'm getting really good at that. I've been having a lot of practice. So that is today's stability moment of the cleaners that clean before the cleaners get there. I was trying to remember my title, so I wrote it down, but I wrote a bunch. It's like, why do we clean before the cleaners get here? It sounds so ridiculous, but that's what we do. So that's the story. And then all of a sudden it's like, they're here, and but we had done pretty well by then. So we had 20 minutes. Anyway, that is the story. I love you so very, very mucho. You can get that stability spiral, a PDF. You can download it for free, and it will help you in the moment. You can actually look at it and say, oh my gosh, this is a stability moment. I'm starting to spiral down. And spiraling down is what? A programmed reactor. The spiraling up is an internal operator, like literally operating internally. Go within, because that's where the stability comes from within. The stability doesn't come from without. And when you lean on or outsource your stability, your external stability, which is one of the things I did with Steve. He was my external stabilizer. He's gone, and I was so destabilized. And just like all the things that he did, all the roles he played, all of that, I was outsourcing I hadn't even thought about it. I mean, I thought, okay, what if he goes before me? But probably, it's going to be many years. You don't really plan for that. But even like a home or like having, it doesn't mean you can't have the relationships or the home or the, external, meaning a place or a situation like your job or a person that you rely on, like your spouse or a child or a sibling, a mother, or, whatever it is, someone externally, that is subject to change. That person can be gone. A house can burn down. Uh, you may not ever get back to a beach that you always loved, where you felt, stable in that. So an environment and a situation, that job, you could be let go, or the business could fail, or close down, or any of those kinds of things. So wherever we place if we outsource our stability, that puts us in a position to feel destabilized, and therefore becomes destabilized in that moment. So everything that I'm teaching here and sharing with you, it was my journey from feeling so destabilized, and I was figuring out, like, how do I stabilize myself? I feel so unstable, so destabilized. Like, I feel like so overwhelmed. When you feel destabilized, overwhelmed, fear, like all kinds of stuff just starts happening, storytelling. And this is a way. The two states are the programmed reactor, which is going on your programs, and you just start spiraling down, and with all the chemicals of the adrenaline and cortisol, and you just start going into a panic or being overwhelmed or feeling destabilized or all of those things. Doesn't mean you're not lifing. It just means that you're literally just spiraling down because you're going with the programs that are there. The other state, that's one state. The other state, and this is the stability spiral, the PDF, the other state is to spiral up. It's the internal operator. So literally, you are stabilizing from within. That is the pause. You're aware. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm moving into the state of the programmed reactor. I'm spiraling out of control. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling scared. I'm feeling like whatever it is, where you're just like getting out of control. I'm feeling worried. I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling like all of these things. Become aware that that's happening. That's the first P, and that is your power. So that's why I call it the double P. But that is your power, to that pause, because it literally will stop the spiral down in the brain, in the chemicals. That pause, and then you create a microstability. My microstability was just telling myself. A lot of times we talk about the breath, the vagal breath, or just raising your shoulders, then dropping them, and just like doing something to disrupt that spiral down, and to go to the internal operator. So once you disrupt the brain from thinking, oh, we're just going to go down the programs, and just go with the old programs. Well, the old programs go into scarcity and lack and survival mode. And so when you're overwhelmed, or you're starting to get really emotional about something, angry, frustrated, anything that's like in a way that you don't want to go. So that's because the brain starts shutting down. You start using just the amygdala. So it's really that part of the brain that is it's the part of the brain that is your survival part, that no matter what, you're going to survive. So that's the story. I know I went a little bit longer on this, but I really wanted to explain that model, because that's why I want you to download it, because then you can just look at that and say, man, now I get it. And you can create those stability, those micro stabilities, like what mine was, the self-talk. In fact, self-talk is a huge micro stability for me. I listen to that self-talk every single day, which is always in the definition, in the description, show notes. So you can listen to that to help yourself, and put yourself in a different state, the state of an internal operator. So you are stabilizing yourself from within, not looking for something. You're just stopping that, and helping yourself to move into a state where you are able to then create more capacity to keep going, and that is going to give you clarity so that you're not shutting down, your brain's not shutting down and going into survival. And then you have choice, the choice to make decisions from a place of clarity. Like, do I want to panic? The cleaners are coming. Oh my gosh. Do you know, just those kinds of things can really ruin a person's day. It can really get just little things. Somebody tailgating you and you just can't get out of the way. Like, these are stability moments. These are the moments that you get to choose to stabilize from within. And you get to choose what you're going to do. Are you going to breathe? Are you, all of these things. Are you going to relax your shoulders? Are you going to hum? What are you going to do? and that will disrupt that going into the state of the programmed reactor and help you to start spiraling up and bring that with that stability from within so that you stabilize yourself. You're not looking like I would call Steve, babe, oh my gosh, this is happening. And he'd say, calm down. Okay, slow down. Now tell me exactly what happened. Blah, 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 blah. I was like already cortisol and adrenaline. And it worked every time. I was like, it was so calming, so soothing. And all of a sudden I didn't have that. And so, but I outsourced my stability through him. And so when he wasn't there, I no longer have that. So I had to learn, and this is why I did all this research to understand the nervous system and to present this to you. So I hope this has been helpful. So you know that the cleaners are, cleaning before the cleaners and being all worried, but we're not going to have it all clean before they get there, or anything at all. Like all the things where there's pressure in our lives. Is there really pressure, or did we create pressure from our programs that, that we're not good enough, or we don't have enough, or we'll never get things done on time, or we're anxious people, or, I cannot tell you the clients and other people that I know that have said, I'm just a very anxious person. I'm a very anxious person. So the more that you say I'm a very anxious person, it was like me saying I'm fat and I started to get fat. The more you say that, that's what you are, or I started to believe that I was. And the more that you say it, the more you believe it, because literally you repeat. And the more that you repeat, that is neuroplasticity. That's one of the main rules of neuroplasticity is repetition. No matter what is repeated, it gets wired into the brain. First it gets recorded, but then when it's repeated, it becomes wired in. That's the mechanism. That's what happens. So, and that's the story. Anyway, I love you so very, very mucho. You can do, be, change, have, create, become absolutely anything. Today is day 59. Tomorrow, day 60. We'll have gone 60 days tomorrow. Full 2 months on Sunday. So on the 31st, although that will be day 61. But anyway, I love you so very, very mucho. Did I say you can do, be, change, have, create, become absolutely anything? I did. I believe in you. You can do this. You can stabilize yourself from inside. You can rewire your brain. You can do all those things. I know you can. I believe in you. As always, shining my light to brighten yours, and we will see you tomorrow. Ciao.